Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going deep into corporate executive security
Oh,
in the age of AI.
in the age of AI, right?
You shared some pretty fascinating sources with us.
Yeah.
An AI-generated dialogue and a summary document.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to uncover how the game is changing,
Yeah,
especially for those leading the AI revolution.
absolutely.
So get this.
Okay.
We'll be talking about the FBI,
Interesting.
cutting-edge robotics, and even how AI could help governments facing budget cuts.
Okay.
You might be surprised by what we find.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's start by looking at the risks
Okay.
that these executives actually face.
Yeah.
The tragic shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson
Oh, right.
immediately comes to mind.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, should executives be personally responsible for their own security?
Yeah.
Or does that fall on the company?
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
Some argue that executives, with their significant compensation,
Right.
should bear the cost.
Yeah.
But the source material makes a really strong point here.
Oh, okay.
These individuals aren't just protecting themselves. They're safeguarding the company's future.
Right.
We're talking decisions
Yeah.
that impact thousands of employees, investors,
Right.
the whole market, really.
Oh.
And our sources highlight some research showing that the unexpected loss of a CEO
Right.
can lead to a 10%
Wow.
or greater decrease in stock value for a company.
That's a huge hit.
Yeah, it is.
I can see why companies might want to invest
Absolutely.
in protecting their leadership.
For sure.
Yeah.
The sources even suggest incorporating mandatory security policies
Right.
into executive contracts.
Right.
Imagine a scenario
Okay.
where following security recommendations is a contractual obligation,
Okay.
potentially even tied to their employment.
That definitely raises the stakes. But how do you make sure
Right.
that these highly successful individuals
Yeah.
actually comply?
It's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it just fear of losing their job?
Uh-huh.
Or is there more to it?
Right.
Well, this is where things get interesting.
Okay.
The sources suggest
Uh-huh.
that appealing to the executive's sense of importance
Okay.
could actually increase their willingness
Okay.
to comply.
Interesting.
Think personalized security details,
Okay.
advanced training,
Uh-huh.
tailored to their needs,
Right.
open communication channels with their security team.
So it's about making them feel valued and protected
Exactly.
rather than restricted.
Precisely.
Oh, yeah.
If executives perceive security measures
Right.
as a perk of their position
Yeah.
rather than a burden,
Okay.
they might be more likely to cooperate.
But wouldn't that create a risk
Yeah, that's the flip side.
of them feeling invincible
Right.
and disregarding safety measures?
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And the sources acknowledge this potential pitfall.
Okay.
So to counter this,
Uh-huh.
they recommend strong board oversight.
Hmm.
The board would retain the authority
Right.
to intervene,
Okay.
issue warnings, or even remove an executive
Right.
who consistently puts themselves or the company at risk.
So it's a delicate balancing act,
Absolutely.
making the executive feel secure and valued
Yeah.
while still maintaining accountability.
It is finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
where security measures are seen as a benefit, not a restriction.
Now let's move on to the more futuristic aspect,
Okay.
AI-powered protection.
Right.
We're talking robots patrolling corporate campuses.
Yeah, it sounds like science fiction,
Yeah.
but the source material paints a fascinating picture of this future.
Okay.
Imagine Boston Dynamics Spot, those agile robots
Right.
patrolling headquarters.
Okay.
Spot is equipped with 360-degree cameras,
Wow.
can navigate complex environments, making it ideal for surveillance,
Okay.
or envision Tesla bots,
Okay.
like Optimus, handling routine security checks.
Okay.
Optimus is designed for general-purpose tasks
Interesting.
and could potentially monitor security feeds,
Uh-huh.
identify anomalies, and even alert human personnel if needed.
So are we talking about replacing human security guards?
Well, the sources don't explicitly address
Okay.
replacing human guards, they do highlight the potential benefits of these AI-powered security systems.
Right.
These systems could offer increased efficiency and cost-effectiveness.
Right.
For example, a single robot could cover a larger area than multiple human guards, potentially leading to cost savings for companies.
I can see how that would be appealing from a business perspective.
For sure.
And what about those at the very forefront of the AI revolution?
Like
CEOs like Sundar Pichai of Google or Sam Altman of OpenAI. What kind of security considerations are we talking about for them?
Well, these individuals possess unparalleled knowledge, global influence. The sources refer to them as worldwide assets.
I like it.
A very apt description.
Absolutely.
Their knowledge and decision-making impact the entire tech landscape, making their security paramount.
Exactly.
And the threats they face are amplified. Think about the potential damage if someone gained access to Sundar Pichai's personal devices, for instance. It could expose sensitive company information, disrupt Google's operations, even impact the global tech industry.
So we're not just talking about physical threats.
No.
But also cyber attacks of a much larger scale.
Precisely. The sources point out that these individuals are prime targets for both physical and digital attacks.
That makes you wonder, who can you trust to protect individuals of such high value and influence?
And that's where the sources offer a surprising suggestion, consulting the FBI.
The FBI?
When choosing security providers.
That's unexpected.
Yeah.
Why would they be involved in corporate security?
Well, the sources suggest the FBI's expertise in threat assessment and security vetting is invaluable. They could help companies avoid partnering with organizations that might have ulterior motives.
That's a bit unsettling.
It is a little bit.
The idea that a security firm could be working against its own clients. But I can see why the FBI's involvement would offer an extra layer of reassurance.
It does raise some interesting questions, though. Should the FBI and Homeland Security even be offering security services for a fee? Would that overstep their boundaries? Or is it a logical extension of their mission to protect national interests?
It's definitely a thought-provoking concept. Companies get top-tier security. And these agencies gain valuable insight into the threats facing the tech industry.
It does raise questions about access and equity, though. Would these services be available to all companies? Or would it create a system where only the most powerful entities can afford the best protection?
That's a good point. It's a delicate balance.
It is.
Between ensuring security and avoiding a system where only a select few have access to the best protection. But let's get back to the practical side of things. What does a thorough security assessment for these executives actually involve?
Well, the sources emphasize the importance of a comprehensive approach. It's not just about physical security measures like locks and cameras. It's about understanding the specific risks each executive faces, tailoring security measures to their lifestyle, and even considering VIP treatment options.
What does that even mean, VIP treatment, when it comes to security?
Imagine having a security team that not only protects the executive, but also anticipates their needs, manages their schedule with security in mind, and even handles logistical details to minimize potential risks.
So it's about creating a seamless and secure experience for the executive, allowing them to focus on their work without constantly worrying about safety.
Precisely. And it's about scalability. What works for a small startup might not be sufficient for a global tech giant. Security measures need to adapt to the company's growth and the evolving threat landscape.
And let's not forget the human element.
Oh, absolutely.
You can have all the technology in the world, but if your staff isn't security conscious, it's all for naught.
Ongoing staff training is crucial. It's about creating a culture of awareness and vigilance where everyone in the company understands their role in maintaining security.
So it's a multi-layered approach.
It is.
Technology training and tailoring security to the individual. It's a lot more complex than I initially imagined.
It is, and what's fascinating is that these considerations extend beyond the corporate world. Right. Remember how we touched upon AI potentially aiding governments?
Yes.
Facing budget cuts?
That was a surprising twist.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, it ties into this idea of efficiency and optimization. The sources suggest that AI can automate tasks,
right?
Streamline processes,
okay,
provide data-driven insights to help governments deliver services efficiently,
right,
even with reduced funding.
So AI could be used to improve public services.
It could.
While also protecting those driving innovation forward. It's like two sides of the same coin.
Precisely. And that brings us to a thought-provoking question.
I'm intrigued.
For you to consider, if these technological advancements in security continue, will they eventually become accessible to everyday citizens? Or will the gap between the protected elite and everyone else widen?
That's a big question.
It is.
And one we'll have to explore further.
We will.
But for now, I'll leave you to ponder that.
I will. It does make you think about access and equity.
Right.
Will everyone benefit from these advancements?
Yeah.
Or will they just concentrate power and safety in the hands of a few?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
We see trends towards personalized security becoming more accessible, like sophisticated home security systems, for example.
That's sure, but we're talking about a whole different level of protection for these executives.
Yeah.
It goes beyond just like deterring burglaries. These individuals need security that mitigates threats. From organized crime, even nation states.
Wow.
Individuals with access to advanced technology.
It does seem like something straight out of a spy movie.
It does, doesn't it?
But becoming more and more real.
Yeah, and that's why this conversation about AI and security is so important. We're not just talking about individual safety, but the protection of our society as a whole. These CEOs and innovators are shaping the future. And their security is intertwined with our collective well-being. The source material presents a compelling argument that breaches in executive security could disrupt entire industries and have a ripple effect across the global economy.
It really highlights the responsibility we have.
It does.
To ensure this technology is used ethically. And doesn't create a greater divide.
It's a huge challenge. How do we harness AI to build a more secure world for everyone? Not just a select few.
And how can we ensure
Good question.
that these security measures, sophisticated as they are, don't erode our fundamental freedoms and privacy?
You've hit on a crucial point. As our reliance on AI for security increases, so does the amount of data fed into these systems. This raises concerns about potential misuse or abuse.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is.
Enhanced security comes with inherent risks.
Exactly. We need to be cautious and prioritize transparency, accountability, and ethical considerations from the outset.
Open and honest conversations are vital.
They are.
We need to address potential downsides.
Right.
Not just the exciting futuristic possibilities.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We can't blindly embrace advancements without evaluating their impact on society.
It seems like we're on the brink of something massive.
We are.
But still navigating uncharted waters.
As with any emerging technology, there's going to be a period of adaptation, new legal frameworks, ethical guidelines, societal norms are necessary to guarantee the responsible use of AI in security.
Those conversations need to be inclusive.
They do?
Incorporating diverse voices and perspectives.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't just be the tech elite or government agencies driving the discussion.
Precisely, we need input from everyone. Ethicists, privacy advocates, social scientists, and everyday citizens. This issue extends far beyond the technical realm and has profound societal implications.
It sounds like we have our work cut out for us.
We do.
But also an incredible opportunity to shape the future.
It's both exciting and daunting. But it's a conversation we need to have and a challenge we must address head on.
Well said.
Okay.
Let's dive back into our source material and continue exploring this dialogue. We're discussing the FBI and Homeland Security's potential role in corporate security.
Yeah.
It's certainly a controversial idea.
The sources present it as a possible solution to a very real problem. Ensuring companies select trustworthy security providers.
It raises the question.
It does.
Who watches the watchmen?
Right.
How do we ensure that those protecting these high-value individuals aren't working against them?
It's a legitimate concern.
Right.
Given the level of sophistication involved.
Yeah.
These firms have access to incredibly sensitive information, advanced technologies, potentially even weapons.
The thorough vetting is crucial.
It is.
But is the FBI the right entity for the job? Wouldn't that create a conflict of interest?
It's a valid question.
Yeah.
And one the sources don't fully address.
Right.
It's definitely a slippery slope.
Yeah.
On the one hand, the FBI has the expertise and resources to conduct thorough background checks and identify red flags.
But giving them too much power over corporate security could impact privacy and stifle innovation.
Exactly. It's a delicate balance.
Right.
The ideal solution remains unclear. But the sources propose an interesting concept.
Okay.
What if the FBI and Homeland Security provided these vetting and security services for a fee?
A market-based approach.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It could level the playing field, allowing smaller companies access to the same level of security as the big players.
It could also generate revenue.
It could.
For these agencies, which could then fund other vital initiatives.
Yeah.
But concerns about fairness and transparency arise.
They do.
Would these services be priced equitably?
Right.
Would there be clear guidelines and oversight to prevent abuse?
Those are all important questions that would need to be addressed. Potential for overreach by these agencies and undue influence over corporate decisions is also a consideration.
It's a slippery slope.
It is.
That requires careful navigation.
Absolutely.
Let's shift gears and explore AI's potential to help governments facing budget cuts. This was a surprising revelation.
It was.
In our source material.
Yeah.
And a really thought-provoking one.
It's a fascinating application of AI. With the potential to revolutionize government operations.
Imagine AI automating bureaucratic tasks. Streamlining processes. And even delivering services directly to citizens.
It could free up human workers to focus on more complex tasks while reducing costs and increasing efficiency.
It could potentially lead to more equitable outcomes as well.
That's right.
Since AI doesn't possess the same biases as humans, it could help ensure services are delivered fairly, regardless of race, gender, or socioeconomic status.
That's the ideal scenario. However, we must be aware of potential pitfalls. AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on, meaning biased data will lead to biased outcomes.
We've seen examples of this in other areas, like facial recognition technology.
Exactly. Prioritizing fairness and transparency in the development and deployment of these systems is crucial. We need to ensure AI enhances human capabilities, not replaces them entirely.
And humans must remain in control.
They must.
Making the final decisions. And taking responsibility for the outcomes.
It's a partnership, not a takeover.
I'm curious about the specifics. What AI applications could we realistically see being used in government in the near future?
Well, customer service is one area ripe for disruption. Imagine AI-powered chatbots answering citizen questions, processing requests, and even scheduling appointments.
That would be a game changer.
It would.
No more endless hours on hold.
Exactly.
For a simple question.
And it would free up human agents to handle more complex issues, requiring empathy and nuanced understanding.
This future sounds promising.
It does. AI could also streamline the processing of applications and permits. Imagine a system automatically verifying information, flagging potential issues, and even making recommendations based on past data.
That would save a significant amount of time and effort for both citizens and government employees.
It could also reduce errors and inconsistencies, promoting fairer and more efficient outcomes.
Okay, you've convinced me.
All right.
But what about more complex tasks?
Yeah.
Like policy analysis and decision-making? Can AI really help with that?
It's definitely an area of active research and development. AI can analyze vast amounts of data, identify patterns, and even generate predictions about the potential impact of different policy choices.
Sounds like having a superpowered research assistant.
Exactly.
But remember, human oversight remains crucial.
It does.
Humans must make the final decisions and bear responsibility for the outcomes.
We certainly don't want algorithms running the government.
Exactly. It's about augmentation, not automation.
That's right.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
From the risks facing high-profile executives to AI's potential to transform government.
Yeah.
It's clear we're at a crucial juncture.
We are.
And our choices today
absolutely
will have a profound impact on the future.
It's a time of great opportunity and responsibility.
It's up to all of us.
It is.
To ensure AI is used to create a more secure, equitable, and just world for everyone.
Well said.
We've delved into a lot during this deep dive. But there's still so much more to explore. We've discussed the evolving threats facing high-profile executives, the potential of AI and robotics to enhance security, the controversial role of federal agencies, and the transformative power of AI in government. However, we haven't even touched upon the ethical and societal implications of these advancements.
And those are perhaps the most crucial questions of all. As we embrace these new technologies, we need to carefully consider their potential impact on our values, freedoms, and our very sense of humanity.
That's a perfect transition.
It is.
Into our next installment.
Where
we'll delve deeper into the ethical considerations surrounding AI and security.
We'll explore questions of privacy, transparency, accountability, and the potential for bias and discrimination.
And we'll discuss the implications for individual rights.
We will.
And the future of democracy.
It promises to be a thought-provoking conversation.
It does.
And we hope you'll join us.
Until next time. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah, we have.
From the risks executives face to the potential of AI in government.
Absolutely.
It's clear we're at a turning point.
We are.
The choices we make now will impact the future significantly.
Absolutely. It's a time of immense opportunity, but also great responsibility.
And it's up to all of us to ensure AI is used to create a more secure and equitable world for everyone.
For everyone.
But before we wrap up, let's revisit the potential of AI to enhance human capabilities. Instead of replacing them entirely.
It's a critical point.
Yeah.
AI should be seen as a tool that helps us solve complex problems, not a threat to humanity. The source material highlights several examples of AI being used to augment human capabilities in security contexts. For instance, AI-powered surveillance systems can analyze vast amounts of data from security cameras and sensors to identify potential threats that might go unnoticed by human guards. This allows security personnel to focus on more strategic tasks and respond more effectively to real threats.
It sounds like a powerful partnership.
It is.
Where AI handles the heavy lifting of data analysis, freeing up humans for more nuanced decision-making.
Exactly. The key is to find the right balance, leveraging AI's strength while retaining human oversight and control.
That makes sense.
It does.
So what can we learn from this deep dive?
That's a good question.
We've explored evolving threats, the potential of AI and robotics, the controversial idea of federal agencies getting involved in corporate security, and the transformative power of AI in government. What are your final thoughts?
Well, we've only scratched the surface of this complex and rapidly evolving landscape. The key takeaway for me is the need for ongoing dialogue and thoughtful consideration of the implications of AI and security. We need to be proactive in shaping how this technology develops and ensure it's used responsibly and ethically.
I completely agree.
Good.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful.
I agree.
And I feel much more informed about the intersection of AI and security.
It is a fascinating topic.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.
My pleasure.
And we hope you found it as thought-provoking as we have.
I hope so.
Until next time.
See you then.